Who is this iPhone XR? Please rename. So let's share the screen. Okay, right, fine guys. This is our server arm. So here you have to specify the edition, which edition you want. As developer edition is free, you can see under free editions. Okay, developer edition, express edition, evaluation edition, you can see under free editions. If you want to install standard edition or enterprise edition, you will have keys. Key base will be there in your organization. You have to check with your manager or lead. He is going to provide access for the key base, and from that key base you have to enter some keys. I mean, like each field contains four keys. Okay, here total you have to enter 20 keys. Okay, to like install either standard edition or enterprise edition. Right. So as we are installing developer edition, make sure developer edition is selected. Next, in the developer editions, all features will work, guys. Every feature will work. So no issues. It's almost similar to your enterprise or standard edition. I accept the license terms. It's very important. Without this, you cannot proceed. Next. Right. These are some checks. If you go through this, you can see. Let me go back. You can see these are the checks. See here. If you don't install .NET framework, this step will be failed, guys. These are the checks that will perform during the installation whether your server is suitable to install the SQL Server or not. If any one of this check is failed, this next button will be grayed out. Listen carefully. All the checks has to be passed or skipped, or warning is also fine. But even one check is failed, you cannot install SQL Server. Warning is fine, the check is skipped also fine. But if it was failed, you cannot see here passed 9, there is no failed checks, warning 0, skipped 0. If it is failed, you will get a red mark here. In the place of green tick, you will get a red mark here. Okay, no checks are failed. If you don't install .NET Framework, this check will be failed, guys. What is the solution now? If this check is failed, how you are going to troubleshoot? How you will troubleshoot, guys? If that check is failed, how you will troubleshoot? If .NET Framework check is failed, how you will troubleshoot? Guys, I am not asking any big question and all. Inform Windows team, install .NET Framework. Very good, Rajesh. Okay. Yes. Okay. You have to install the .NET Framework if you have permissions, or if you are doing in your local laptop. If you don't have permissions, just inform to Windows team. They are going to install Windows .NET Framework, guys. Okay. That's fine. If restart computer check is failed, what you are going to do? How you are going to troubleshoot?
Restart the computer.
That's it, guys. Very best practice is before installing SQL Server, after installing SQL Server, you have to restart Windows Server. Very best practice. Why? Because on this machine, lot of people will do lot of activities, lot of softwares they will install. Installing some softwares needs restart the Windows Server, but sometimes they will miss to restart the Windows Server. They will directly give it to us, so you will get lot of errors. So as a precautionary method, once you got the server, please restart it before installation. If it is an already existing server, take the approvals and then restart it. Don't restart my SAR set to restart the server. No. For fresh server, for new server, you have to restart. Sometimes they will ask us to install SQL Server on the existing VMs, on the existing servers. For that also you can do that, but you have to take proper approvals. Then only you can install the SQL Server. Okay, installing SQL Server is a downtime activity actually. Before and after you have to install the Windows Server. I mean, sorry, you have to restart the Windows Server. So if the server is down, that is called downtime. Downtime means you have to take downtime approvals, downtime activity. Okay, right. Fine. So this is how we are going to ask these checks and all. Go to next. No need to select anything here. Microsoft update. We don't want to send any updates to the Microsoft, and the server don't have any internet connection to send the updates. So you can simply skip it and go to next. Now it is installing some supported files, guys. Now it is installing some supported files. Okay. And if you see here, actually I thought to show you before installation, but okay, it was started. If you see here under program files, it will create a SQL Server folder once you started installation. See here, as I am installing 140 SQL Server 2017, 114.0, 140 folder is created. Once installation is completed, some other extra folders will come here. Okay, I'll show you. Right. Now again some more checks. Warning is fine as discussed, but it can't be failed. So next. Right, guys. Now I told you, right, components of the SQL Server. What are the components of the SQL Server, guys? Can anyone tell me?
Database
Database
engine
engine service.
service,
Very good. What is database
SQL
engine
Server.
services? What is the use of it?
It is used to connect the server.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Where is the server? Where is the server? Which server? Windows server or what?
SQL Server.
SQL Server. Then where is the server? Database engine is used to connect to the server. Where is the server first of all? Right? Database engine itself is the server. Okay. If you install database engine, then SQL Server will be installed. Without database engine, there is no SQL Server. Clear, guys? Database engine is the main component as discussed. That is what is that? Head of the SQL Server, brain of the SQL Server, body of the SQL Server, heart of the SQL Server. Whatever important part is there, okay, that is equal to the database engine, guys. Like a car engine. Without car engine, you cannot run the car, right? So in the same way, without database engine, there is no SQL Server. If you install one database engine, means you are installing one SQL Server. Listen carefully. If you are installing one database engine, means you are installing one SQL Server. Right. Apart from the SQL Server in database engine, you have to enable this feature. You have to install this feature, SQL Server replication and full text feature to search the data. Full text semantic search. Let me expand. Full text semantic extraction for search process. To search the data and all, we should select this specific features. You can see here actually there are two parts. This is one part. Okay. Let me draw this one. Okay. So instance features. This is one part. This is specific features. And this is second part. Shared features. This is one part. This is specific features. And this is shared features, guys. Okay, so these two parts are very important. From specific feature, you have to choose database engine, you have to choose replication, you have to choose full text, guys. Without these features, you cannot install SQL Server. Okay, right. From shared features, you have to install, okay, some client tools connectivity. Where is that? Client tools SDK. If you go down, you can see here. Let me clear all drawings. Okay. And let me delete this. That's fine. Okay. So now if you go down, you can see here client tools connectivity, client tools backward compatibility, client tools SDK, SQL client connectivity SDK. You have to remember these features, guys. You have to remember these features. Okay, these are the supported features. And again, listen carefully. Specific features and shared features. What is the difference between specific and shared features? Okay, I'll tell you. Specific means if you are staying in a PG, okay, you are staying in a PG, guys. So in the PG, your laptop, your phone, your clothes, dresses and all, your personal belongings, everything is a specific features. And that PC washing machine, that PC TV, that PC fridge, whatever it might be, which is not belongs to you and which is deployed by the PC owner, those are shared features. Why? Because you cannot, okay, those things are not your own things, okay, that you have to share with others, with your friends, colleagues and all. Means if anyone new person joined in the PC, is he going to set up one more fridge, one more TV, guys? That
No.
that the
No.
particular TV itself won't run properly. How come he is going to set up extra TV? That fridge itself it won't work properly. How can he set up extra fridge? Right? These are the shared features. This will be there for the first time. If you are setting up a PC, you will buy the fridge, TV, whatever it might be, AC, whatever it might be. These are the shared. Only once you will deploy. Later people will come and go, students will come and go, but they cannot take this fridge, AC, washing machine and all. Those are the shared features. And again, if one more new person comes, you don't set up one more AC, one more fridge, one more washing machine. Only once he will deploy. Until they are working fine, he don't buy one more washing machine and all. All people has to exist with that particular shared features only. So in the same way, I can install multiple SQL servers in one Windows server. But shared features, once you installed for the first time, next time onwards, no need to install all these 4 shared features. That's why we'll call this as a shared feature. These shared features will be shared by the existing instances. Next time when you're installing second SQL server, you can select these 3 features, fine. No need to select this shared. Why? Because these are already selected. These are already installed. You don't even get chance to install also. These features will be grayed out, guys. Grayed out. Okay, so shared features will be installed only once at a time while installing the SQL Server for the first time. Next time we don't install. Why? Because those are the shared features. All the specific instances, all the instances, SQL servers, they are going to utilize this existing shared features. Okay, guys. Right, now the question is, how many SQL servers I can install in one Windows server? You will get this question, right? Sir, am I going to install only one SQL server or multiple SQL servers? If multiple, how many? Okay, sorry. I can install.
32767.
Oh my god. 32767. Any other number, guys? As I said, that is a magic number. You are saying 327. It's not databases, Giri. It's servers. Rajesh Babu said correct answer. Okay, 50 servers I can install. 50 SQL Server copies I can install in one Windows machine. In one Windows server, I can install 50 SQL Server copies. This is one copy. Next time while installing, you can give another copy. You can install another copy. Like that up to maximum 50 instances. Okay. 49 plus 1. What is this 49 plus 1? I'll explain. Okay. 49 named instances. One default instance. Named instance. Default instance. Let's go with default instance first. Control X. Enter. Okay. I'll tell you the difference between default and named. As of now, we can install 50 instances, guys. One default instance, only one default instance we can install. I'll tell you why only one. I'll tell you. And 49 named instances, total 50 instances. But if you ask me, sir, in the organization, do they really install 50 instances? No. Hardly 2 or 3 instances will be there for Windows server. Mostly one server only, one SQL server only will be there for one Windows server. Sometimes you can see multiple instances, 2 instances or 3 instances or 4 instances. Depends upon the requirement. Sometimes you can see, but no one will install 50 instances. Why? Because If you install 50 instances, guys, if you see, your stomach will have one capacity, right? If you ate more than that capacity, either you will vomit or you cannot be comfortable. In the same way, performance issues and all will come. So we'll go for another Windows server and they will install their another instances. So that's fine. Right, 50 SQL Server copies. Instance. I'm saying instance. What is this instance? Instance is nothing but a SQL Server. Okay, one SQL Server copy is called one instance. If you install two SQL servers means two instances. Technically, we'll call SQL Server as an instance. In this screen, is it clear, everyone, guys? Any issues, any doubts in the shared features, specific features?
Yes, I
Sorry.
have one doubt.
Yes, please.
If you don't click on replication features,
Hmm.
how can do later, sir?
How can?
Enable in later.
That's good question. Okay. Chalo. Let me show you the same thing. Here in the installation center, new SQL Server standalone installation or add features to the existing installation. For both, you have to select this option only. If you forgot to install SQL Server replication feature, again once this installation is completed, again you have to click the same option. Sorry, this is Internet Explorer. Again you have to click the same option. Okay, click on this same option. Okay, and then again you are able to see the screen so that you can choose replication again for the existing instance. Whatever features you want, not only replication, whatever features you want. Next time someone comes to you, I told you, right, I'll tell you how to install BI components. Okay, this is how. If customer is asking analysis services, simply you'll select analysis services. If customer is asking integration services, simply you'll select integration services. If customer is asking reporting services, earlier like this analysis services, reporting services also one feature. Here you can simply select reporting services, but later in 2017 onwards, from 2017 onwards, they separated the reporting services. So again, you have to download it separately with this link, and then you have to install it separately. Okay, reporting services and all. Let me get the connection. Okay, done. So you can see here, looking for reporting services, download it from web. You have to click on this link. SSRS components will be downloaded and you can install it. This is how we have to install analysis services and report. Now I am not installing, guys, because of some space constraints, but this is how we'll install it in the organization. That's it. Any questions in this screen, guys? Any questions? Any questions? No questions. Are we good, guys? Is it clear or boring or don't understand
Clear.
anything?
No, sir, it's clear.
Clear, sir.
Okay, sir, clear.
Okay, sir. Chalo, sir, you're asking that many times, so it was clear, sir. Huh?
Sir, what is the difference between installation and configuration?
Very good question. Okay. Configuration is something. See, when you bought a new phone, already OS is installed. But after that, what you are going to do? Very
We'll
new
download the
phone.
apps.
Right. Immediately don't download the apps, right? You will configure the device, right? You have to set up your Gmail ID, Gmail, you have to give your Gmail ID and all, right? Then you have to select different options and all. That is called configuration. Okay, configuration is something you are setting up the things, enabling the features, enabling the settings. That is called configuration. Installing means installing one component. That's it. Okay. Any questions, please? Thank you, Samir. Any other questions? No questions? Chalo. Let's go to the next screen. Guys, anyone is able to hear the songs in the background?
Yes, sir. Very like.
Okay, okay. Done, done. Because of this headset. Getting noise from the back end. Right, that's fine. Okay. Now you are able to see two options, which is default instance and named instance. What is this default? What is this named instance? What is the difference between those two? Is it mandatory to install default instance or named instance? Right? We'll discuss lot of things here, guys. As I said, instance means server, SQL Server. One SQL Server software is called one instance. So default instance, same PG example I'll give. Now you have your own things. I believe most of you have stayed in the PG. If you stayed in the PG, we have one habit, right? Sometimes the plates that we are using, it might exchange with our friends in the same room. So we have an habit, guys. What is that habit? At least we'll mark something on our plates, right? We'll mark something or we'll have some names on the peripherals, on your personal things and all. Agree? Agree, guys, everyone?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Default instance, unnamed instance. Any server should have server name, guys. Any server should have server name. Okay. So what server name it will take? Why I can install only default instance? Why I cannot install? We can install only one default instance. Why I cannot install more default instances? I'll tell you. So default instance is something that you will get the computer name as an instance name. You will own the computer name, server name. You will take the server name, guys. What is the server name? What is the server name? This PC properties you can see. Okay, this is the server name. So default instance will always take control of the server name. Okay, this server name is not shareable, guys. Imagine now we have almost 12 participants in this meeting. We don't have multiple people with the same name. Usually in other batches and all, I used to have two Sai, two Kirans, two Vaibhavs, two Giris. Okay, like this I used to have. Imagine if I have two Sai. Okay, if I say Sai, do you have any questions? Then the best case both Sai will respond. The worst case no Sai will respond. Right? So that's why names cannot be shareable. So if you choose default instance, it will take the computer name. Computer name is not shareable with other instances. So you cannot install one more default instance in the same machine. Why? Because that computer name is already allotted to one default instance. Now there is no other computer name to take the name. So that's why you can install only one default instance. Named instance, you can give the name, guys. You can give your own name. And it's not mandatory that you have to install default instance for the first time, named instance for the next time, nothing like that. For the first time also, you can install any of the instance. Okay, so named instance or default instance. If you go for named instance, there are some specifications, guys. You cannot give instance name more than 15 characters. I am typing, but you cannot see the text here. It is accepting only 15 characters. You cannot start the SQL Server with numbers. Okay, you cannot include SQL Server special characters and all in the server name. It will accept two special characters. One is dollar special character and another one is underscore. And the instance name should start with alphabets only. Guys, is this a valid server name?
There should be no space, I think.
Why no space? Sai, you're asking a question or like you are sharing something that we can install many instances at a time. Is it your question or like what?
It's my question, sir.
We cannot install. Okay, that we have already discussed. Parallelly, we cannot install many instances at a time. One instance at a time we can install. Once installation center is open, until it was closed, we cannot install one more instance.
Okay, sir.
Okay, 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Hello. చెప్పండి. Right. Okay, guys. We cannot install like that. Okay, we have already discussed it. Parallelly, we cannot install, but normally we can install multiple instances. As I said, we can install 50 instances in one Windows server. Okay, I can fine.
Yeah, yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, done. Chalo, guys. SQL Server 2012. This is not a valid name. Why? Because space is there. Space is a special character. You cannot do like, you cannot give like this. Either you can give like this dollar. Where is the dollar? Okay, or you can give like this underscore. Only these two special characters it will accept, but again it will accept dollar, right? You cannot start the instance name with dollars and all. Instance name should start with alphabets, max 15 characters. It won't accept special characters other than dollar and underscore. It should start with alphabets only. Okay, this is your instance name criteria. If you go for default instance, it is not asking any name. Why?
Take computer name.
Very good. It will take computer name. Then you might ask, sir, what is this MS SQL Server? If you choose default instance, all the folders are going to be referred as MS SQL Server. Means in the C drive, in the services, everything you can see with MS SQL Server only. If you see MS SQL Server in the services or in the C drive folders, that means default instance is installed. Okay, I'll show you after installation what services and all will get. I'll show you that. Okay, the one which I just said, one example, right? You will write your names on the plates and all. That is an apt example for services class. I'll show you that. Okay, nothing to worry. So default instance as of now, default instance and named instance, we can install two types of instances are there, default instance and named instance. Default instance will take the computer name, whereas named instance you have to provide the name. If you give the name your own name, so the folder name and all will be different. SQL Server, that's 44. SQL Server. If you give like this, see here. I'm just clicking here. The folder name will be it will be changed as per your instance name. It will create a folder in the C drive in this location. In this location, it will create a folder with this particular name. With this name, in this location, it will create a folder, guys. Yeah, now I'm not going to install, and the process is same. Next time you will simply choose named instance. That's it. Then I have a quick question for all of you. Multiple questions are there. Please be ready with answers, guys. I installed default instance. Later, can I change it to named instance? Is it possible? Quickly, you have to answer. We don't have time. Yes or no?
No.
No.
No, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, the answer is no. We cannot change it. Okay. I have one more question. Now I am installing 2017 default instance. Can I install 2019 default instance?
No.
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 That means
Just think about it, guys. Think again.
please repeat the question.
I have installed 2017 default instance. Is it possible to install one more, another version, 2019 default instance?
Maybe
And
not.
for the
Maybe
same
not.
version, I cannot install one more default instance. But for different version, I can install, right? Right? What is the answer?
Yeah.
The answer is yes, we can install. Right?
Yeah.
No,
Right.
it's not right. It's wrong. Okay? You cannot install one more version of any version of default instance. You cannot install once you install one default version. Same example. If you are giving a computer name while connecting to the SQL Server, which version SQL Server it will connect to, 2017 or 2019? Conflict will arise, right? Agree,
Yes.
everyone? So that's why it is not possible.
sir.
Once you install the default instance of one version, you cannot install another default instance of another version. Only one of any version of default instance you can install only one. Okay, so it's not possible to install, right, guys? Fine.
If we hello, sir.
Now tell me, sir, tell me.
If we install default instance, the folder name will be MS
Correct.
SQL
MS
Server
SQL
like that.
Server. Correct, correct.
That is also one reason, sir. Same with same name, two folders
Correct.
will not create.
Yes, that is also one reason. In the same location, the same name. Of course, you might ask, sir, I'll change the location. Can I install? No, not possible. Main concern is while connecting to the SQL Server, which name it has to take. So that is the main concern. Fine, guys. Okay, right. So named instance, of course, as discussed. Right. I have one more question. I have installed batch 44 SQL Server 2012. Later, I want to change the instance name. Is it possible to change the instance name?
I think we can change.
Think no, sir.
Right. This is the assignment question for tomorrow. Tomorrow means for the next class. Please check and let me know. Okay, Google it and let me know, guys. Okay, just Google it. Okay. Right. Fine. So as of now, here you can see this table contains nothing. Okay. So you don't see any other instance and all. If in case any other instances are installed, you can see in this table, guys. What is the instance name? What is the instance ID? Instance ID means this one, guys. Features, edition, version, you can see all these things. As of now this table is blank, means nothing installed in this machine. Go to next. Right, okay, just go to click on next, guys. Fine, what is the next screen? Can anyone tell me what would be the next screen?
Authentication.
Okay. Yes, here you can see, okay, instance configuration. This is already done. Next screen is server configuration, which will highlight, guys. Okay, the next screen will be like this. So we have this many screens to complete. Okay, right now very important part, which is service account. Once you are cleared with this service account, then nothing is there, guys. Very simple. Okay, so what is the service account and all, where we are going to use the service account, guys? Simply I'll tell you one simple example. Antivirus, you know what antivirus will do. Antivirus will generally scan your computer, your C drive, D drive, E drive, and folders that are there in the particular drive. Antivirus will scan means, on behalf of antivirus, actually software can't scan your folders. On behalf of software, one service will run. On behalf of Avesta antivirus, one service will run. What this service will do? What is the responsibility of the service? It has to scan. Scan means what? What operation, guys? That is it's a read operation. Scanning means what? It is going to read. Scanning. Okay. It will scan all the folders, guys. It means it will read all the folders. But who can log into the folders? Can anyone tell me? Who is able to log into the folders? A user is able to log into the folders, not your service, not your software, guys. So on behalf of your antivirus software, one user will work as an assistant to the antivirus software. It will log into drive, it will log into the folders, it will read all the data. Only users can read the data, not the software, not the service. So this user will read the data. It will have already one database. In the database, it will have some extensions of the virus files, some XLS, or that's an Excel file format, right? Some QNV. Imagine QNV is just virus format file .QNV. So your service account or your user will keep scanning all the files, and if it found any file with extension .QNV, it will mark it as a virus file. Later, after scanning all the folders, it will give a report that I found 10 files, 10 virus files in your C drive. Do you want me to remove? If you click remove option, it will delete. Delete means which operation, guys? Write operation. So to read and write, only a user can do in the Windows machine. That user is called service account. This user only can log into the folders, can log into the drives, not your service, not your software. Is it clear, guys? Do you want me to explain again?
Please explain.
No
Please
problem. I'll
repeat.
explain again. No problem. So, antivirus software, you know, right? At least you have an idea how antivirus software will work. Antivirus software, if you install any software, not only antivirus software, guys, on behalf of that software, one service will run in the background, then only your antivirus software will work properly. But what antivirus will do, it has to scan all the folders, it has to read the data, it has to identify which file is a virus file and all. Right? So it has to identify means it has to scan, it has to read each and every file format. Imagine an example, a q.qnv is a virus file. You will have a lot of extensions. For every file, there is an extension in the Windows machine. So it will scan all the files. Any file is there with .qnv or not, .qnv or not, it will compare and search all the files. If it found any file with .qnv extension, it will mark it as a virus. Later it will tell us this is a virus file. Do you want me to keep it as it is or you want me to delete? You click delete option, will delete the virus file. Is it clear as of now? How antivirus will work? Is it clear, everyone?
Clear, sir.
Yes.
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 But your antivirus cannot log into the folders. Where will be there your files and all? In which location your files will be there? At the end of the day, all files will be there in the folders, right? At the end of the day, all folders will be there in the drive, right? So to enter into the drive, we should have permissions. Guys, please reconnect again. It is showing 1 minute. Please use the same link.